morning, guys. Vlogmas day 10. We're on the bike ride. We come later now because it's too darn cold, but we noticed that they're setting up something here at this park at the amphitheater. The parade is tomorrow, but I don't think the parade ends here, so we don't know what's happening here. I gotta go online and see. Welcome to Bear Pantry Talk. This is the sister channel to the Bear Pantry Show. This is where you're going to find honest reviews, exciting unboxings, do-it-yourself projects, and engaging commentary. They brought the Outhouses. Probably something tonight. Maybe something tonight. Maybe it's like a Christmas concert or something tonight. You know? Today's Friday. They're bringing the Outhouses, so. You understand? Once they get sick, or get tested. Joe seriously stopped for one orange. Like seat. Out in this damn cold. Out in this cold. Yeah, tomorrow is the parade, so I'm gonna test out my new lens tomorrow, the 50 millimeter lens. That lens crops a lot, so if I had the camera right here, I'd be right up on you like that. So it's not made, I don't think it's made for vlogging. I don't know how people say you can vlog with that. It's made for portraits from the waist up. They say don't even get headshots with it because your picture will look warped. So it's for food. You can stay 12 inches away from the food, because normally with that camera, if I get too close to the food when I'm taking the shot, it doesn't trigger off, so you have to, like, you know, zoom out with the lens, and that's the kit lens. You have to zoom out with the kit lens and then take the picture of the food, and that's how I've done all my books. But this one now, you could put that lens on and go up to 12 inches away from the food, and it'll get the food crisp and perfect, and then the background will be blurred. Child, we in the future. So yeah, coming back to the story about my neighbor that I put in the vlog yesterday. My neighbor says that she started to have severe back pains for 3 years, and she would go into Kaiser to get tested, and they tested her kidneys, they looked for kidney stones, they tested her gallbladder, they tested everything and can't find, or couldn't find, what was wrong with her. That is until 5 months ago, when I think things were opened back more, and she went in with the same complaints again. I don't know if she had other symptoms at that point, and then they said that they found something where the valve for the kidney that I guess opens up so that the urine can go into the bladder. I might have it wrong, but something like that. The valve has just closed. It just closed on her, and they said it could be a birth defect, but I guess they're doing more tests to find out if it's truly that, what they think. because you can never tell. Maybe they'll get in there to do surgery and find out that it's a small mass or something that made it shut. You know what I mean? They don't know till they get in there, actually physically see with the eye. Scans can only show so much. But I guess she's on dialysis. She's on that colostomy bag for the urine, and she says she has tubes that's kind of coming out of her back. When I thought about that, I'm like, thank you God I can sleep on my back. Thank you God I can sleep on my sides. You know, I was like starting to thank God for the little things. And the tubes cost a lot of money, and she has to get them replaced, I think, every 2 weeks. And then she has 2 visits a week at $50 a pop for her copay. So that's $400 a month that lady has to come up with. God, I have nothing to complain about. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're just gonna rejoice in the Lord today. 37 years ago, I almost died when they didn't know what was wrong with me. And I had that surgery, and they gave me that paralytic to do the surgery. It's a common paralytic that everybody can take but me. And some doctor figured it out. It was this little Japanese doctor. I was looking for my little journal that I wrote that story in, so I could like refresh my brain with the whole story, because it's been 37 years. But I'm just gonna rejoice today, guys, and I want you to rejoice with me. Rejoice with me, okay? Oh, there's a parcel outside the door. A parcel. Thank you God. The porch parrots didn't get it. Cover up my address, guys. It's the lid. It's the lid from Aroma Housewares. Yeah. You guys remember the other day when they were bringing those stuff for hospice, right? The hospital bed and the table. That was literally 2 or 3 days ago, right? Yeah. We suspect it's for the man. The dad.
What day today?
In that family. Today is the 10th.
It was Wednesday.
Wednesday the 8th. Ooh, the coloring looks good right now in this thing. So we suspect that it was for the old man. But we don't know. Could have been for the old lady too. The reason why we suspect the old man is because he's been sick off and on. But Joe says he looked good. He was walking and stuff. So we don't know what he was sick with though, right? We went to his birthday party one year when they first moved in. The camera turned up. Sorry guys, I'm gonna leave that piece in too. We went to his birthday party when they first moved in, and they fed us and fed us and fed us. We really liked that family, but when the daughter, Evelyn, decided she's gonna take advantage and go through the driveway, Jada told her, you know, please don't do that. And people, when they're doing stuff against you and stuff that they feel like they have the right to do, they get mad when you tell them not to do it. I don't understand that. Because if I was doing something facey like that, and the people say, please don't come through my driveway, why am I gonna be mad at you though? I'm gonna apologize and don't do it again. I keep dropping stuff out of the package. I'm gonna go mail away 1 book. So I was watching B Loves, content creator that eats for a living, right? Now I like B Loves, but I'm gonna call her out when she's on her best FS, all right? Her best bullshit. So she said she went to go take an antiviral test. She didn't understand what the test was. It's a test to see if you have antibodies. Remember Joshua, not Joshua, me, Joe, and Jada, right? No, all of us. 4 of us took it. Joshua, Jada, Joe, and me. We all took the test. Jory didn't take it. Jory's like, I'm gonna go take it. My doctor ordered it. He would have had to pay $40. I would have paid the $40 for him, but he didn't want to be bothered. So he may or may not have antibodies because he's had the virus. I don't know how long the antibodies last. But they tested us, and the main thing that I wanted to know is if Jada and Joshua had antibodies, and they did not. So that means they've never had COVID. This woman went and got tested, and she has antibodies, which means she has had COVID. She says no because she's never had symptoms. This woman don't know you could get COVID and not have symptoms? Has she been living on a rock? This woman has a whole associate's degree. No, that's not to say that because you have a degree you're smart, you know, because they have a thing called educated fool. But I don't think this woman is that stupid. Come on. Everything news report tell you you could have the thing and don't have symptoms. That's why the thing spreads. So then she continues to say that the woman that called her on the phone to tell her she had the antibodies told her that she is now immune. And she says, how long? She says, if you're a nurse, comment below. How long am I immune for? Are natural immunities better than the shot? Because I don't think she's ever had a shot. And so she's thinking, oh, I've got natural immunity. Who she sound like? Who she sound like? Trump. When Trump said, I'm immune. I've had it and I've gotten the monoclonal antibodies and I know I'm not immune. Nobody is immune. The vaccinated are not immune. The unvaccinated are hella not immune. The people who got antibodies like we did are not immune because there's other variants. All right? We're not immune. So then you're going to say, then why take the vaccine, Barbara? Because we want to tamp the virus down so that we can get back to some kind of life. We're not living, guys. I don't know about you, but we're not living. The only people living good are the people who got the PPP and got it forgiven. You know, you go out there, you can't go nowhere. You have to be careful where you go. The minute you get a little cold or flu, you have to test hurry to make sure you don't have that. No, we can still get it again and we can still expire from it. You know what I mean when I say expire, right? Joy showing us the price of the lobster tail. $110 for 5. How much is this one? $87 for 4. Look at the crab legs. These are what? 57? Am I seeing this right? $79 on yep. Jesus. And when B loves eat this stuff, she eat a whole plate. Let me show this to Bella. Bella, this thing have on the whole head. Ew, gross. You don't like that too? Bella don't eat meat. I don't blame her on this one here though. I wouldn't want to eat this one. Did I see $76 to that beef? 26, okay. They'll call it 5 cars deep. This person that I know used to always say, you know, Barbara, the police showed up 9 cars deep or 4 cars deep or 5 cars deep. That's how many cars are stacked behind each other. That's just a terminology in certain cultures. So let's talk about the neighbors next door to me, the Guatemalans. We don't know who died in that house, but we suspect that somebody passed because on Wednesday they showed up with that hospital bed and the table that goes with the hospital bed. And then by Thursday, yesterday with the blackout and the rain, people kept showing up, and I think they had blackout too because it was on our side. People kept showing up for brief moments. They would park in front of our house, so that's how we noticed. They would go over there and then they would leave after like 15-20 minutes. So I think people were coming to give condolences. So Joe suspects it's the old man, the patriarch of the family, which he was a really, I don't know if he's dead, so let me say he's a really nice guy. The old lady was a nice lady too, but they just kind of hold malice with us because we brought up the thing about stop driving through our driveway, you know. So we don't know what happened over there, but we're gonna find out because the lady that lives opposite that house, she is sisters to another lady that lives 5 houses down towards the end of the road, and she's friendly with those people. So then we know her sister, the one that lives 5 houses down. We know her sister and the sister's husband and the sister's kids. And one of the kids are grown. He's in his 40s, right? Manny Jr. He in his late 30s? Yeah. Late 30s. He don't have grandbaby already? Manny Jr. Or is it a young baby he have?
Oh, yeah, that's
a grandbaby?
Yeah.
Okay, late 30s. Anyways, he passed every day to go on his walk with his wife, and we sure are gonna ask him what happened over here. ¿Qué pasó? We're not gonna go ask nothing over there, child. I'm not that kind of person that's gonna show up just because there's a death and go, oh, condolences, and you treat me like SHIT the whole year. No, I could pray from a distance. Some people, you're just gonna have to do that, you know, pray for them from a distance. Can I ask a question?
Can you rest?
Can I ask a question? Hello.
This world.
You know you can't break him in between his
with
lines.
Mama thinking.
Hello. You need to be able to stop. When you go audition for Simon Cowell, you need to be able to stop when they say stop. You just can't finish your line because you got OCD and LMNOP.
But I just sing.
I need to ask a question. Why are you always singing 1 and 2? Why are you always singing about alcohol and whiskey and drunkards and drinking?
I don't know. Cause you feel it.
Can you feel it?
I met the Lord.
I was.
With whiskey.
Oh
on
God, he
my
started again.
breath.
Nobody wanted to sit in this chair yesterday when it was cold because of the blackout, because the chair was cold. So,
remember when our whole couch was leather? That was horrible.
I had a pretty productive day today. I went on a bike ride, and anytime we can go on the bike ride, I feel productive because that means I got in my cardio. Came home, showered, went to the post office to mail out one of my orders, and then we went to Costco to look for Cornish hen. We didn't find any, but that's okay because we'll just cook a chicken for Christmas, you know, like, or maybe 2 big chickens. The Cornish hens are too expensive at the regular grocery store, and I refuse to pay that for these little birds, you know. So Jada went to dinner with a friend. She said she's not gonna stay out too late because it's cold. So when we came home, I made these rolls for her because she saw it on TikTok. It's the sweet dough for cinnamon bread, and I have a small batch recipe in my small batch book. So I made that. We're supposed to get like 4, but I rolled it kind of like the wrong way, and so it got long and skinny, so I got 8 small ones. But next time I'll roll it on the shorter end, and then they'll be fat, and I'll get 4. So she said that they tasted pretty good. I did strawberries, sugar, a pinch of cinnamon, and a pinch of salt to make that jam. I think if it was truly going to be jam that you preserve in a jar, you probably have to put some kind of citrus in it or some kind of pectin or something to make it not go bad or separate on you. But we only wanted to rub it inside the stove and kind of roll it off, right? So it came out pretty good. So I recorded that first show. All the videos that I've edited have been uploaded and published this week. That's for the cooking page, I mean. I still have to edit the one with the candied cherries. I have to edit the one with the small batch black cake. And I have to edit the one that I just made with these rolls today. I guess these rolls are truly jam rolls, you know? So I told you guys last vlog that, Jory, you can eat the ones don't eat the one that's on the long plate. The long narrow plate.
This gross looking one?
Yeah. They're not gross though. They're not gross. I just have the best ones for the photo shoot tomorrow. But they taste pretty good. Yeah, so 37 years ago I had surgery, and the surgery itself went well, but they didn't know that I had this rare enzyme deficiency that I was born with. I didn't know that I had that. And when I couldn't become unparalyzed after the surgery, that's when they realized something was wrong, and they had to like think fast and investigate to find out what I had. All right. I saw them do this on that show, The Good Doctor, a couple years ago. And the people thought the person that was in the surgery was dead. And then it was like the Good Doctor that figured out, oh, no, that person has blah, blah, blah. They're not dead. They're just paralyzed. Because you stop breathing. So I was already on the ventilator, probably for the type of surgery that they were giving me. So when they tried to take me off, that's when they realized I was crashing and I couldn't breathe. And it was like 5 or 6 hours that I was in that state. They were shocking my temples with something, and I could feel tears run down my face. And I could feel them wipe the tears, but I just couldn't move to respond to them. So it was very scary for me. I could hear them take a phone call saying that my mom was calling to see what was going on, because my mom was there with her friend who we call my Aunt Radiance. My Aunt Radiance just passed away a year ago. And my baby brother was small. He was born February 84, and this was December 84. So he wasn't even a year old yet. And so my aunt and my older brother was babysitting him because my dad went to work or whatever. And my mom, had to get home to him. So my mom stayed there as long as she could stay, and then she left. I'm telling you guys, if you have a loved one that's under surgery, especially when it's not COVID time and you can be there waiting in the waiting room, go ahead and do that, because I feel like if they have somebody to answer to, they will take better care of that patient. I'm talking about the surgeons and stuff. So, yeah, it took a while for me to be able to become unparalyzed. They put lines of IV in my hands, both hands, and in my feet. And they were doing all type of measures, like running thing along, my shin bone and stuff, probably trying to get a response out of me. They were scared to death. They didn't know what the hell was wrong with me. It was a Jamaican nurse in the room, I remember, and she was like real super friendly with me when I went in, because she, I told her I was from Belize and stuff. And then she said, while I was under, she said, poor little girl. I told her everything was going to be fine, and now look what happened. So I was petrified when she said that, because I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to be awake, and I wanted them to know that I wasn't dead, that I was there still. And I could hear everything. I knew that the anesthesiologist that put me under, his name was John. I knew that he had to leave in the middle of surgery because something happened to one of his family members or something. I think his daughter got lost in the rain or something coming home from school, or, you know, didn't show up on time or something. He had to go leave to go find her. And then another anesthesiologist, Stella, took over. And so for a while there, I thought maybe she gave me too much drugs, right? So after I was awake, you know, where my eyes were open and stuff, because I couldn't open my eyes for the longest time, they told me, because I was pointing towards the tube for the respirator, and I wanted them to take it out because it's uncomfortable. And so the doctor says, if you can raise your head 2 inches off of the bed and hold it for 10 seconds, we're gonna remove the thing out of your mouth, right? Before, the way I was responding to them, I was doing sign language. I was spelling M-O-M, mom. And somebody understood what I was spelling, and they're like, oh, where's her mom? Where's her mom? So when they told me to lift my head 2 inches off the pillow and, you know, hold it for 10 seconds, I did it. I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm like, and they go, you didn't move. I felt myself move. They said I didn't move. So it was a long time after, like an hour later, that I could do that. So they took the thing out, and then it took a while for the extremities to come back, and so on and so on. So when they put me in a room that night, because I was supposed to go home that day, but because of this I had to stay overnight, I was afraid to go to sleep. And one of the doctors was so sweet. He stayed with me till like midnight. He was supposed to go home already. He sat there and he explained things to me, and he tried to tell me what they figured was going on. I guess they had to do a test later on to prove their theory, right? So when my parents showed up for me the next morning, they had a big meeting, and they sat down with my parents, and they told them that I had this rare enzyme deficiency and that it wouldn't affect me in my everyday life. They didn't think, but because of the deficiency, the paralytic that they gave me couldn't be flushed out of my system. And that's why I stayed paralyzed for so long. And it paralyzes all your smooth muscles, so even your lungs. That's the main, you know, important part right there. And they said I would have to wear some type of a medical alert bracelet, which I do. This is what I wear. You could have it as a chain too, but I have it as a bracelet. I became a member of the Medical Alert Foundation 37 years ago, okay? And I have this thing on. I never take it off. And that's pretty much what it says. It says the deficiency, and it has a toll-free number for people to call if I'm ever incapacitated, you know, so that they can know what drugs not to give me, and so on and so on. So like when I first started doing YouTube, and somebody came and made a mean comment and said, the last thing we need, another fat chef probably with diabetes, because she's wearing a medical alert bracelet trying to teach us how to cook. That thing hurt me to my heart, because I'm like, first of all, I don't got no damn diabetes. I work hard against that. My A1C is 5.2, and I'm working hard on bringing it underneath 5, because you can't play around with that, because once you jump over 5.6, you're already pre-diabetic. Once you jump over 6.4, then you're full-blown diabetes. I don't play with that. You know, even though the doctor says you're fine, 5.2 is fine. I know someone that his A1C was like 8 point something, and when he heard that I was complaining about 5.2, he goes, "What? You complaining about that? I'm trying to bring mine down from 8.0, right?" Yeah. So that was 37 years ago, and then 10 years later, in 1994, December the 10th, 1984, that's when I got the news that I was pregnant with my third child. Unfortunately, I had a miscarriage in February the 6th of 1995, but I don't cry about that miscarriage anymore, or I don't cry about that baby anymore, because God gave me Jada, and she's not a replacement for that baby, but, you know, he blessed me richly when he gave me that baby, and she was born December the 27th, 1995. So anyways, guys, this is the end of this next week right here. I paid the mortgage. Yeah, celebrate with me. I paid the mortgage. I paid the internet bill. Yeah, I paid the internet bill. I'm not being silly. Every time I pay a bill, I rejoice, because it's not guaranteed that you can pay these darn bills. All right. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow with some parade footage. I'm going to use my lens for the first time tomorrow out in public. The way that lens is cropped in, I'm thinking if I'm on the sidewalk and those floats are going by, those floats should be right up on our faces. Let's see how this lens works tomorrow. I'm going to take this other camera just in case. Not this one. This one stays home. This camera does not leave my house, because this is for my cooking show, you know. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? I love you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you for making it all the way through to the end. Please check out my primary channel, which can be found right here on YouTube. It's called The Bare Pantry Show. Also check out my website, barepantryshow.com, so that you can pick up a copy of one of my 3 books. Also remember, we are not buying this book that's being sold on Amazon. Why? Because my distributor is ripping me off. Thanks guys.